Hi students, welcome to our science class. Our chapter name is Soil Erosion and Conservation. In the last class we started this chapter and our last topic was this, how the soil is formed, or simply we can say formation of soil, and we called the process formation of soil called weathering. We already discussed and also completed the activity in your textbook. Now we are going to study the next topic, and that is the uses of soil. Uses of soil. Uses of soil. Actually, this is one simple topic and already you know some of the uses of soil. What are the uses of soil? Why we are using the soil for? Basically, the first thing is this. Soil provide suitable condition for growing plants. So, this is the first use of soil. That means soil provides suitable condition. That means it helps to grow plants. That is the first thing. That is the first use. Soil provide suitable condition for what? For growing plants. Different types of plants. Which are the plants? That's the thing mentioned in the second use. That is different plants like, or different food items like cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables. These all are growing with the help of soil, or simply we can say these all are growing in soil. So just remember the cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables all are growing in soil. If there is no soil, is it possible to grow these plants? No. Then if there is no soil, no such growing will be provided, and also we don't get any type of food. So the soil is very important and we are talking about the uses. The next use we are going to discuss is soil store water. Soil store water, or we can say soil helps to store water. What water? Underground water. Underground water. So, soil helps to store water. That means the underground water. For what this water we are using? We want water to drink, to grow plants, all the things the water is needed. And water is one of the important component in our body, and we already discussed in our previous chapters. So the thing is, this soil helps to store water. That means the underground water, and we can utilize it for drinking purpose. We can utilize it for drinking purpose. So the thing is this. These are the three uses. Now we are moving to the next topic. That means the next uses. And what we discussed already, we discussed about the soil is giving suitable condition for growing plants. First use. And within that plants we get cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables, like different types of food items we are getting from the soil. Second one. The third one is the soil helps to store the underground water, and we are utilizing this water for drinking purpose. So these are the three uses. Now we are moving to the next use of the soil. Next use is this. Within the soil, we know different types of components are there. Components means different types of soil. Sand is there, clay is there. Within that, we said air is there, water content is there, and at the time we mentioned about the microorganisms. Now we are moving to tell about the microorganism. What is this microorganism doing? These microorganisms decompose the dead matter that is there in the soil. So that provides fertilization. That means it provides the fertility for our soil. So we can say microorganisms in soil makes it fertile. That means the microorganisms are continuously functioning, and these microorganisms decompose the deadly remains. That means the deadly remains of plants, deadly remains of animals, human beings. All the dead remains of things are decomposed by the microorganisms, and they are converting this into fertile. So it makes the soil fertile and it increases the fertility of the soil. That means our soil is very rich in the minerals, fertility, all the things. So this is the next use. Microorganisms in soil make it fertile. They are making the soil fertile. That is the next use. That means this fertile soil makes the plants grow very fast, and that's how we get food very fast. The next use is this, and also we are digging the dead bodies in soil. Why? Because of the presence of these microorganisms, and it is converted to decompose. That's also we can say these microorganisms are there present in the soil. If there is no microorganisms, what happens? If there is no microorganisms, there is no decomposition occurs, and the dead bodies will left like that itself within years and years. So these microorganisms have its own importance in our daily life. So that's about these microorganisms. And the next example is, the use is this: forests grow on soil. Forests grow on soil. We already said that using the soil, different types of plants, vegetables, all the things are growing. Why we are focusing in this forest? What this forest is doing? One thing, within the forest, different types of living organisms are living. And the other thing is this forest help to rain. Rain is very important, and if there is no rain, we don't get water, and there is no living beings will exist in our world or on our earth. So this forest is very important. Where this forest is there? On the soil. Oh, with the help of soil, this forest is existing. So we can say the next use of soil is this: forest grows on soil, and that is essential for wildlife and also for raining. Raining. Why we are saying about the importance of this wildlife? Actually, we are there in a chain. That means if there is no wild animal, so like the wildlife is not there, our total structure will be lost. That means we are saying that we are there in a food chain. We already studied about the food chain and all in the previous chapters. And if there is no wildlife, then after some years what happens? There is no living beings will there occurs. So every animal, every living being have its own space in our universe or in our earth. So we can say, using this soil, the uses of soil is that the forest is growing on the soil, and that is essential for the wildlife, and also that leads to rain. We are saying that when the deforestation occurs, what happens? That will cause to our raining, and also that lead to the damage for the living beings and all the life that exists in our earth. So that's about the next point. And the final point mentioned for the uses of soil is this: the soil provide minerals. There are different types of minerals are there present in the soil. So we can say that is also one of the use of the soil. Soil provide minerals. So these are the uses of soil. You just want to remember 4-5 points about the uses of soil. This is very important. Uses of soil. And so you just want to remember some of the points that is for the uses of soil. And you can write in your own words. No need of by hearting or nothing. You just understand what are the uses or what are the soil is doing. And you can write in your own words. So this is all about the soil uses. Next we are moving to the next topic. That is also very simple, and that is soil profile. What is the soil profile? Actually, the soil profile means soil is made up of different layers. Soil is made up of different layers, and these different layers combine to form soil profile. So, I already said that soil have different layers are there. I am not talking about the clay, minerals, all the things we discussed in the last class. Now, I am not talking about that layer. This is something different. We are going to look what it is. So, at the bottom, some sort of rocks are the present. This is the second layer and top the third layer. So, actually for this soil profile, basically we have three layers. And here, this is the first layer, this is the second layer, and this is the third layer. That is the bottom layer, top of that, and the outermost layer. So the thing is this, the particles, all these layers have different types of particles, and at the top layer, the size of the particle is different for the second layer, and also the size is different for this third layer. So I am going to give three different names for these layers. For the first layer, the name is this topsoil. The second layer is this subsoil, SUB, subsoil, and the third layer is this bedrock. So, combining these layers and that forms the soil profile. Soil is made of different layers. First point. The second thing is this, each layer's particle size is different. And so all these layers combine to form soil profile. And we said the name of the layers are topsoil, the first layer. The second layer is this subsoil. And the third layer is bedrock. And so this is all about the layers, and now we are going to study in detail about the topsoil, subsoil and bedrock. When you observe this picture, you can see at the bottom layer it contains big rocks. We can discuss that at the time of bedrock discussion. So the first topic is this topsoil. This topsoil. First point we know, this topsoil is the topmost layer or the first layer of the soil. So we can say this is the uppermost layer of soil. So we can say, as the definition for the topsoil, the uppermost layer of soil is called what? Topsoil. The uppermost layer, the top layer, we can see actually when we are looking to the ground, we can see some sort of soil is there. No, that is actually what? topsoil that present at the surface of the earth. That is, we can call it as topsoil. Generally, most of the agricultural activities, not most of, all the agricultural activities are done on this topsoil. So we can say agricultural activities takes place on this topsoil. And what's the reason? The reason is this topsoil is very fertile. Topsoil is very fertile. And what makes it fertile? The things that included in the topsoil makes it fertile. Now we are going to think what's the thing included in this topsoil. The things included here are tiny particles of sand. That is the first thing. Tiny particles of sand is the present in the topsoil, and also clay is the, humus is the, moisture is the, air, etc. These all the things are included in topsoil. When we are moving to the next layer, these things are not there present. I will tell what the things are there present. So for the topsoil, it includes tiny particles of sand, clay, humus, moisture, and also air. Within this, one thing makes the soil fertile. And who makes it fertile? Actually, the humus makes the soil fertile. The humus makes the soil fertile. So these are the important things about the soil. And one more point is this topsoil give essential nutrients for the plants. Essential nutrients for plants. So we can say the essential nutrients are present at the topmost layer of the soil. So these are the main points of the topsoil. What are the points? This is the uppermost layer of the soil. That means we can see at the uppermost layer of the soil. The next is we are doing all the agricultural activities with this topsoil. And we know the soil is very fertile. That's why we are doing all the agricultural activities using this topsoil. And also it contains tiny particles of sand, clay, humus, moisture, air. All the things are there included in this topsoil. And also this humus makes it fertile. So that's the point. And the essential nutrients for the plants are provided by this layer, that is topsoil. These are the important points for this topsoil, and you just want to remember these points. Next point is this, the next topic is this about the second layer. And what's the name of that layer? That is subsoil. The second layer. Subsoil. The first point is this about the number of layers. This is the second layer of soil. So as the definition we can say the second layer of soil is called subsoil. Second layer of soil is called subsoil. Now the question is this, what is the included? We said that all the plants are utilizing the top layer. Now what's doing for this subsoil? Actually the thing is this, for the subsoil there only some humus is present. It contains little humus but mostly contain water. So the thing is this, subsoil mainly contain what? Water. We already said that water is stored under the water. So the water is stored at the subsoil. So we can say this contains only little humus but mostly it contains water. And the next point is this, roots of the trees reach to this layer. You can see for the trees, its roots are very deep. That roots will reach where? At the second layer, and that's what this subsoil. So we can say the roots of trees reach to this layer. Only some points are there included for the subsoil. For the subsoil, you just want to remember it is the second layer and it contains little humus but contains water. And the third point is this: the roots of trees reach to this level. Only 3 points. Now the last layer, that is bedrock. What about the bedrock? Bedrock. It is the third layer. It is the third layer of soil. It is the third layer. And as its name, rock, it contains big pieces of rock. We can say it contains large pieces of rocks. It contains large pieces of rocks for whom? For the bedrock. When we draw the diagram, you can see that at the down layer we are drawing some sort of rocks are there. So we can say it contains large pieces of rocks. We can say this bedrock is present at deep inside the earth. We can say this bedrock is present deep inside the earth. That means it is the bottom layer, last layer. That is the meaning of this. So for the bedrock also, only few points are included, and the first one is this is the third layer. It contains large pieces of rocks, and the third point is this: it is present at the deep inside the earth. So this is all about the soil profile. We started the topic soil profile. So we can say by combining these 3 layers, it forms soil profile. You want to study which are the 3 layers of the soil. Then after that, you want to study the points. And also this is all about today's class. You just want to read your textbook and also want to complete the notebook. This is all about today's class. We will meet in the next class with the topic soil erosion.